Good morning. So, last night, combining along some beans, and right side draper belt quits working. Cleaned it out, thought I had it running, tried it again, worked for about 100 feet, then it quit working again. So, this morning, project is to try and fix that, get that working, and hopefully we can have a more productive day than yesterday. Get something done. Well, we're back to cutting beans. Got the draper belt fixed. Turned out it just needed to be tensioned a little bit and cleaned out. I think the belts are starting to get stretched out. Probably have to get replaced this winter. We'll cut beans here for a little bit, and then after a while, got a little bit of a surprise. What? What is that? That is sweet. This ought to be a lot of fun. This thing looks like a monstrosity. Too big for what we need, but boy, it looks sweet. Here we go. Cutting beans with the Lexion. It's a pretty sweet machine. One thing I really like about it is this auto, I don't know what you would call it, but controls your speed, your steering. Make sure you're not going using too much engine load. Make sure you don't slugger. Really does a nice job. Compared to my Deere, I'm honestly a little bit surprised. I thought it would have a lot more power, but we're really not going any faster. I mean, my Deere does only have a 30-foot head, and this is a 35. However, I would say this has got probably 50 more horsepower. So I am a little bit surprised that we can't do a little more with it, but it is really doing a nice job, all things considered. Another thing that's kind of neat is this spreader. Gonna twist from side to side. A little goofy, but definitely does a good job. I'd also like to say a big special thanks to Seth and Jared from Ziegler, and then Justin from Claas for letting this happen and coming out here and helping me with it. So this is a sweet machine, and really happy for the opportunity. Tell you what, when you rev this thing up, the grain comes out of there so fast. It's unbelievable. I think they said like 5.1 bushels per second. You can spill a lot of grain really fast at 5.1 bushels per second. We just dump in the trucks right now, so it's one less auger for the beans to run through when we're doing seed beans, so cuts down on the cracks and the splits. But man, that goes really fast. Sweet machine. See how bright these lights are. Wow. Pretty bright. Pretty bright. Them LEDs are nice. I do like the night mode that they got in the monitor over here. So now that I've been running this machine for a few hours, kind of gotten to know it a little bit more. We've got it really dialed in to where it's really making a nice clean grain sample. And I think that it's a little bit louder in the cabinet, my Deere. cab is a little bit more comfortable in my Deere. But other than that, their performance on this machine is really pretty good. And we've kind of figured out this head a little bit more too. So the issue we were having before was that the sickle was continuing to jam. Well, here we talked to the Geringhoff rep, and I guess you can put more hydraulic pressure on that sickle to make it not quite as sensitive. So that would make sense why it was jamming so easy, but so far it's been working pretty good, and it's leaving a pretty nice cut behind us. I do like the integrated air at the sickle. I think that is a neat idea. I don't know how necessary it is. I mean, around here, air reels have never been super popular, and with these wet beans, you know, we combine them we try and combine them between 12 and 14 since they're seed, and they just don't shatter that much at that moisture. But all things considered, I do really like this whole machine. Except one gripe I've got is that it's white and green, like puke green. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, it's just the color, but white! You see every dirty spot. That's why you don't buy a white car. So why would you paint a combine white? It needs to be yellow again. I'm telling you guys, Claas, you guys need to listen up. This combine should be yellow again. It's just the way it should be. We're not in Germany. Granted, I am German, but it should be yellow. In all seriousness though, this is really an awesome combine, and I'm super thankful that we were able to get to demo this. I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and it is a heck of a machine. I mean, it's a beast. But thanks again to the guys at Ziegler for bringing this out and letting us run it. It is really, really a cool machine. More seeding getting done. Alright, so we're back in the Deere. Lexion was fun, but I will say I'm happy to be back in my Deere, just more familiar with it, so it's a good machine. I think it's got more resale value than what a Lexion would have. I think it honestly handles beans a little better than the Claas does. I think the Claas would probably be an incredible machine in corn. We ran one a few years back, a 740, a yellow one yet in corn, and that was really pretty impressive what that could handle. But all things considered, I'm pretty happy with my green one. I think that's how we'll stick for now. So keep her moving here, and hopefully tomorrow we can maybe finish with beans and get back to corn and focus on that for the rest of harvest. So things have been really moving along. I mean, we've got beautiful weather compared to the last few years. I mean, the last few years it was rainy, muddy, cold. It just took a long time to get through harvest. And this is some of the best weather we've had in quite a while. There it is, last pass of 2020 soybeans. Get to the end, pop the head off, switch everything back over to corn, and we'll hammer down on corn. Alright, we'll unhook the head here quick. Flipping that up unlocks those little pins right there. that'll be all for today's video, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Thumbs up if you liked it, hit subscribe if you would, and leave any comments or questions in the bottom, and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. We'll see you next time.